Hello everyone, welcome to the Art Spectrum Studio. My name is Sunshine and I am the creator and the owner of this channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tonight I actually want to, deep dive into why I like to draw at night. You'll notice that in a lot of my videos, it's either during the early mornings or late at night, and that is because I am a mom and I also have a full-time job. Most of the time, I do a lot of my drawings when my kids are sleeping or early in the morning, and then sometimes I do them during my lunchtime. I don't really have a lot of break in between because I have to do other things, but when I do have breaks, I actually like to just relax and enjoy a cup of coffee. So why do I draw a lot at night? I get this a lot because people always ask me, don't you go to sleep or, don't you have work in the morning? And the answer is yes, I do. But then I do have 4 kids, and the only time that's really quiet and I can get some time to myself where there's not a lot of noises and stuff is when they're sleeping. And when they're sleeping, at least I know that they're safe in their beds and that, they're having a good rest. At night, I like to do a lot of doodling and I like to do a self-reflection on myself. I also like to kind of just debrief and kind of think of what I want to do next. My whole life, I was never really into being a big artist, anything like that. I've always liked the fact that I can be myself and, draw things my own way, such as my own style. I never really looked into the different types of art. It wasn't until I went to college where I had to learn about cross-hatching and things like that, shading. I'm not really good at shading, but I'm still learning. And I didn't learn a lot of things. So a lot of the stuff that I do for art, I actually learned it myself, watch a lot of tutorials, and I just didn't have an actual teacher to really teach me. A lot of times when I do my art at night, I stay up by myself until 12 or 1 in the morning, and I will wake up around 6 or 7 depending on when my material wakes me up. But I find myself not tired in the morning to the point where that I get up, take a sip of my coffee, and I start my day. I find that art, it gives me a peace of mind. It actually gives me more of a positive mindset, you can say. My husband once told me that, I have a lot of anger because I get so stressed, overwhelmed, and a lot of things, and that I need to find something to, help me kind of debrief all that, basically. And I found my digital art. So I didn't really start digital art until later in 2022 when I had my 4th child. So I have a son who has autism, and the reason why I got into digital art was because he needed some visual icons for his visual schedules. And the funny thing was that they didn't have any for him. Because he had very specific needs, I decided, hey, you know what, why don't I just draw them? And it took forever to draw them because I wasn't really good at using a pencil and a sketch pad to draw. And it was even harder because I didn't have time to scan everything. So I was like, you know what, there has to be an easier way. And I was looking online, I'm like, hey, there's a lot of clip arts for these stuff. And these are just very simple drawings. I can definitely do this, and even better, I can customize it to where my son can identify that it's him and it's a task that he can do. So that's how I got into digital art. I started in 2022, and that's when I bought all my materials and you can say products for my art because I wanted to actually manufacture them myself. Funny, right? But I actually took a pause, right? I went on a hiatus because I had to do a house renovation and everything. So I actually kind of put that on a hold. And then I started to get back to it after we sold our house and moved into our new lease. And the thing was that I didn't really have the motivation to anymore because my son was no longer using visual schedules. Since he was doing a lot better with transitions and things like that, I was just like, okay, I don't want to do anything anymore. But then one day my husband was like, if I'm not going to do anything, I should at least do something with my iPad Pro and my Apple Pencil. So I was like, okay, let me do something with it. And that's when I started to draw on my iPad again. I started to draw on my iPad, and I got into really drawing other things besides those visual schedule icons for my son, and I found a really great passion into making stickers. So I actually bought a Cricut machine when I bought my iPad Pro, not because I wanted to make stickers, but because I wanted to have the machine cut out the visual schedule and icons for my son. And I did do that, okay? I did have it cut out, the icons and everything. I should show you guys a picture when I have time. Anyways, I did do that, and then I noticed that, I can cut out vinyls, do other things for fun. So I started to do more art projects and things like that around the house. And then I found myself, doing stickers for autism acceptance months and in the month of May. It's in the month of March, basically. No, April. Yeah, it was April for sure. And I was just like, you know what? This is what I really like to do. And that's how I got started into this whole sticker business thing. I actually started to, push out some digital images and products. And then my husband was like, you do really well with these schedules and stuff. Like, you just have them sitting around in your drive. Why don't you do something with it? So I decided to push it out onto Etsy because it wasn't going anywhere and I didn't have to have inventory. It was all digital products, right? It's a file. And that's how I started my Etsy store. And then I decided that I will, open a Shopify store because I learned how to create and design Shopify websites. So I was like, might as well use my skill to do something great, right? So I did that for the fun of it. And here I am now. I have an Etsy store and a Shopify store, and I also do things for fun on the side because these are my hobbies. These are what I love to do. I stay up in the middle of the night doing what I love to do. And I hope that, you or anyone else out there, you do the same. You don't just wake up and go to work, take care of your kids, and then, realize that that's it. You have to kind of do what you love to do, like self-love, self-care. Everyone always say that, you need to think of others first, but sometimes mentally you need to take care of yourself first. So by taking care of myself, I decided to, work on this hobby of mine and make it into a reality, turn into something that I can grow from. So that's where I am now, with this sticker business idea or an actual business now, and, just kind of see where it goes. I really don't know where it's going to lead me, but all I know is that I do enjoy, working on my art at the middle of the night and just think about how I got here. And that I hope that, you don't give up on your hobby, especially if it's your passion, and continue to do something with it because you'll really never know where it's going to lead you. So that's all I want to share. It's not a lot, but, I just feel like sometimes people don't really understand why you do what you do. And now you know why I, record during the night, because I really do stay up late at night doing what I love to do. And I don't complain about it. I don't tell my husband or my kids or things like, I stay up late doing this. I actually enjoy doing what I do. And I make sure that, I stay positive and that it keeps me sane. So if you have something you love to do and that's what makes you happy, you should definitely do it because it'll change your mind and it'll make your life feel so much better. Have a great day, everyone, and thank you so much for watching my video.